Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. This is your host, River Foxen, and today we are going to be doing another guild quest. And the reason we're going to be doing that is because, although we could go on with the main sequence, it's going to start a quest chain that's going to send me off for a while. So I figured we would do this before we ended up having to leave town for a while. Anyway, we have to talk to Tubergeim. And the other reason is because we're going to get some gear out of this, which is good too, because we're still using our starting gear. All right. And the name of this quest is What's in the Box? Ah, River, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must oft remind my Arcanists to take meals, so ensconced do they become in their studies. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it is time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat foes in Lower Lenosha, 3 wild dodos and 3 tiny mandragoras to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for dinner. Well, alright then. So, one of the things that I did after I recorded the last episode is I wandered around town and went to all the Aetherites. So now we can just go straight to Lower Lenosha. Alright, so first let's summon our... So you notice there's a little icon above all these creatures here, and that has to do with the hunting log. And I'm not actually going to do the hunting log on the recording because it's really just kind of a grinding content. It's a good way to get experience, although I've got so much experience boosting stuff on this character right now that I don't know how much I actually need that experience. But anyway, let's move on. Yeah, I have a friendship circlet that I got from inviting a friend to the game a while back, which gives me an experience boost, I think until level 25. And then I have an experience boost that's good until level 70 on an earring that I got because I pre-ordered Shadowbringers. And then I have another experience boost just because when I created this character, I joined a preferred server, which gives me another experience boost to level 70. Go a little faster. And here's some wild dodos. All right, one down. There. So most of this game, yeah, is it's click and wait, but then you have a cooldown. So you're basically just hitting abilities once they come off cooldown, but otherwise the combat is click and wait. Alright, we have to find tiny mandragoras, which I remember killing these guys in Final Fantasy XI. There's a lot of stuff that came out of Final Fantasy XI, like Goobus came out of Final Fantasy XI as well. Oh, here's some over there. They're not aggressive, which is good, because these are all bunched together. I'm going to go over here. They're a little less bunched together, so I'm going to have a lower chance of aggroing too many of them. Alright. Let's just go right on to the next one. And we gained a level. I did say we are gaining levels like crazy. Now we have a new ability. Let's see what this one does. Well, it's another damage over time, I think, or I'll actually have to take a look. I don't know if that's damage over time or a debuff. Let's see here. It is damage over time. So yeah, that's something we want to get on there. All right, back to report to Tuber Guy. And actually what I can do if I want to quick travel is I can just use return. That's free. Although it has a really long cooldown, as you see. It's like 900 second cooldown. What is that? How many minutes is that? It's like, what is that? Like 15 minutes or something like that? It's a very long cooldown. All right. Welcome back, River. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Mealvan's Gate requires us to inspect and record the contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliffs south of the Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates, then return the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating vilekin. I suggest you be prepared for any eventuality. Alright, and we have another tutorial about interacting, but I'm pretty sure we got that tutorial already when we had that quest to pick up the strange herbs. Alright, it's at Zephyr Gate. Oh, no, not Hooker's Alley. Alright. New achievement because we've gone someplace new. Anyway, it's telling me to go here. So it's down there. Probably should go the long way. There is fall damage in this game, although I don't believe you can die from fall damage unless you're in combat. If you're not in combat, you'll just take fall damage that'll get you to 1 hit point. Alright, so someone else looks like they're doing this quest, so we're gonna end up joining them, I guess. Oh man, we aggroed so much. I have a feeling I'm gonna be in trouble. Oh, somebody's helping me out. Wait, no, that's just my carbuncle. Alright, we're okay now. All right. So, yep, that's what I'm talking about. Aggroing a little bit more than I wanted. Who is this? I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the present and allow me a moment to cogitate. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies sent against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might have employed. Let's see, taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in the etheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, then applying your tactics to the other potential combat scenarios, oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 8785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Though the opportune window to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I am Kalia, Mielvan's Gate Assessor. Acting Guildmaster Thubergeim elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail. Regarding your choice of arcane geometries, what factor most influences your actions during battle? I simply do what feels right. Aha! Just as I predicted. And now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%, give or take 0.5%. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know of one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty Arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress Thubergeim is awaiting some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there's no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon. All right, and that is an interesting character that we've met. Anyway, we are not so far away that we can't just run. Oh, she's doing the Newbie Quest. It's always interesting to see, like, other players that are doing the same quest as you, because you end up, like, seeing them at, like, every, you know, quest location. Ah, River, have you returned with the cargo? And we hand it over. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Relatively clear of blood and other gore. That can be something of a problem in our profession, you understand? I also had word from Kalia regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You would do well to heed the instructions she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to her art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Kalia carries? That initiate's grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as Foreseer. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guides your Arcanist training, I hope that you might return the favor and help to broaden her own perspective somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, River. Continue your practice with Carbuncle as Kalia has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Alright, so we're going to get the grimoire, and we have to choose between these. And let's see, what is going to give me bigger boost? This is going to give me +1/+1. This only gives me +1. Spell speed, intelligence, mind. Kind of want that intelligence. But this one looks like it might be a little better. Alright, and let's equip that stuff. So let's see here. I got... oh, I did not want a hat. Oh, I'm so bad. I forgot. I've got this friendship circlet. The last thing I want is to replace it. Oh, well. We can get the new weapon. And, yep. We messed up. That's okay. I think it's going to be fine for now. I think I'm going to get some more gear in the main sequence. So, yep, I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this Let's Play, be sure to like and subscribe and click the bell icon if you're so inclined. And I'll see you later.